The market's at record highs here in November 2025. But something's wrong. This year alone, we've seen trillions in market value vanish between March and October. I checked. None of it landed in my account, and probably none in yours either. So where did it go? I'm about to show you the magic trick that's robbing an entire generation. Next time you see those panicked headlines, I want you to remember what I'm about to tell you. The financial press loves a good catastrophe. Recently, they reported that $58 billion had evaporated from the markets, then $136 billion. Within 3 weeks, $5 trillion gone, as if some cosmic accountant had pressed delete on a spreadsheet the size of Japan's entire economy. But here's what they won't tell you. That money never actually existed. Pull out your wallet. Check your bank account. Nothing's changed, right? The truth is far stranger and infinitely more troubling than any headline could capture. We're living through a moment where the entire architecture of wealth has become a house of cards. Except, the cards are made of pixels and promises. To truly understand this illusion, we need to follow the money at 3 depths. First, the simple math everyone should grasp. Then, the flow of capital during panics. And finally, this is the part that'll make you angry. The systemic dysfunction that's breaking capitalism itself. So, let's start with the magic trick. When journalists shriek about billions being destroyed, they're performing misdirection on a global scale. Take NVIDIA, the AI darling. 24 billion shares at $188 each. That's $4.5 trillion. Now, if tomorrow, those shares trade at $94, the company's market cap gets sliced in half. Headlines scream about NVIDIA losing $2.25 trillion. But wait, did that money actually disappear? No cash was burned. No bank vaults were emptied. Not a single dollar bill was shredded. The company simply got repriced, like your house being worth $500,000 yesterday and $250,000 today. The bricks haven't changed, just the number we pretend matters. But here's where things get absolutely wild. The biggest buyer of company stocks in 2024 wasn't pension funds or retail investors. It was the companies themselves, gorging on their own shares like snakes swallowing their tails. Listen to this, $942.5 billion. Nearly $1 trillion spent by companies buying back their own stock. And with Trump's proposed corporate tax cuts from 21% to 15%, analysts predict buybacks could hit $1.2 trillion this year. The S&P 500's largest companies returned $1.6 trillion to shareholders last year. To put that in perspective, that's enough money to give every single American household $13,000. But instead, companies spent it buying their own stocks instead of raising wages or investing in innovation. Buybacks made up 60%. They're artificially inflating prices in a feedback loop that would make Ponzi blush. Corporations are their own biggest customers. They're buying 6 times more shares than actual investors. Now here's where it gets completely insane. When you trace where money flows during a panic, the real revelation emerges. When stocks tumble, that money doesn't disappear. It frantically searches for a new home. Investors flee to bonds. Oh wait, governments are drowning in debt. Real estate? Even with the Fed cutting rates 3 times this year, mortgages are still above 6%. That dream is dead. Gold? Already at historic highs. Cryptocurrency? It's still just NASDAQ's volatile twin. Even cash offers no refuge. Inflation might have cooled from its peak, but it's still eating your savings like termites. This is the paradox poisoning modern markets. There's nowhere left to run. Every shelter has either caught fire or priced itself beyond reach. Money sloshes from one overvalued asset to another, a financial tsunami lifting all boats impossibly high. But it gets worse, and this is what should make you angry. While you're worrying about your 401k, a chasm has opened between 2 economies. One for assets, one for actual life. Maybe you've noticed this yourself. Your salary goes up 3%, but houses go up 10%. Your raise barely covers inflation, but the stock market keeps hitting records. That's not coincidence. That's the game I'm about to expose. For anyone holding assets, everything keeps getting relatively cheaper. But for everyone else, for you, trying to save from your salary, homes, education, and a decent life have become untouchable dreams. If you're not angry yet, you're not paying attention. Over 60 years, market returns averaged 10%. Inflation, 3.8%. Simple math. If you're already rich, your money grows faster than you can spend it. If you work for a living, your wages barely keep up with prices. Every year, the gap gets wider. In 10 years, it's a canyon. In 20, it's an ocean. The wealthy don't just have more money. They inhabit a different universe where scarcity doesn't apply. Here's the stat that should be on every billboard. The top 10% own 93% of all stocks. 93%. The bottom 50%? 1%. If you're like most Americans, working hard, saving what you can, you own virtually nothing of the wealth-generating machine that is the stock market. You're not participating in the game. You're just watching from the sidelines while your purchasing power evaporates. The top 1% alone control 54% of equity markets, up from 40% 2 decades ago. For them, market crashes are Black Friday sales. And here's what keeps me up at night. This consolidation creates twisted physics. When markets wobble, the wealthy don't panic. They have assets to weather any storm. Small investors own so little, their panic barely makes a ripple. Result? Markets that should correct simply don't. They stay irrational longer than any textbook predicts. Index funds amplify this, mindlessly buying regardless of price or reality. They're algorithmic optimists, permanently bullish. Combined with corporate buybacks, you have markets that forgot how to fall. The money pouring out has to go somewhere, so it floods every asset class, bidding up prices in synchronized inflation. Everything gets expensive except what most people sell: their labor, your time, your work. And if that doesn't make you angry enough, consider this. The latest accelerant is AI. Even after the DeepSeek wake-up call earlier this year that showed cheaper AI models could match trillion-dollar investments, money keeps pouring in. Trillions into companies burning cash like rocket fuel. It's too big to fail now, not because it works, but because everyone's all in. The patient can't die. Everyone's organs are already transplanted into it. What we're witnessing isn't a crash or boom. It's something worse. The thermostat regulating our economy has shattered. Stock buybacks corrupt price discovery. How can you know a company's worth when it's its own biggest buyer? Index funds create permanent buyers regardless of value. Central banks flood systems with liquidity that has nowhere productive to go. The mechanisms of correction have been dismantled, piece by piece, all in the name of stability. This zombie equilibrium benefits asset holders while locking everyone else out. It's not a conspiracy, it's worse. It's a system optimizing for the wrong outcomes, like an AI trained on bad data, getting more confident in its mistakes. So, what does this mean for you? If you're saving for retirement or buying a home through work and savings, you're playing a rigged game. Your salary is denominated in the slowest growing currency in this system. Your savings lose value, while assets soar beyond reach. You're not an investor. You're an extra in a corporate stock buyback movie. The question isn't whether this ends. Everything does. But how? Slow deflation crushing dreams through attrition? Spectacular pop taking your retirement with it? Or inflation until money becomes meaningless? Nobody knows. Not the Fed. Not Wall Street. We've created a system so complex that prediction has become astrology with spreadsheets. But understanding this machinery, how market caps aren't money, how buybacks distort prices, how asset inflation differs from consumer inflation, that's your only protection. When headlines scream about trillions vanishing, you'll know to ask, vanishing from where? Reappearing as what? The money isn't broken, but the game it's playing certainly is. Until we acknowledge the casino has been rigged, not by malice, but momentum, we're all just chips on a table where the house doesn't just win. The house owns the building, the street, and your mortgage too.
Here's what you can actually do about this, and I know it's not much, but it's something.
First, understand that traditional saving alone won't cut it anymore. Your savings account is a leaking bucket. The water's coming out faster than you can put it in. Second, the uncomfortable truth. Those same index funds breaking the system, they might be your only way to participate in it. I know, it's messed up. It's like the only way to escape the prison is to become a guard. Third, educate yourself. Learn what PE ratios are, understand compound interest, know the difference between assets and liabilities. Knowledge won't level the playing field, but at least you'll know why you're losing. Fourth, talk about this. Share this knowledge with people who need to hear it. For your friend who thinks they're bad with money when really the system is bad with people. The more people who understand this con game, the harder it becomes to sustain. Look, I'm not saying this will fix everything. I'm not selling you a course or a get-rich-quick scheme. I'm just trying to help you see the game for what it is, because understanding is the first step to not being a victim of it. Next time you see headlines about billions being wiped out, you'll know the truth. It's not a report on dead money. It's a warning label on a broken system, a system that forgot the difference between price and value, between wealth and worth. Because the scariest part isn't that 5 trillion can vanish overnight. It's that we've built a world where that much fiction could masquerade as fact.